Hey friends, welcome back again to Let's Curious and Grow LCG today with a new video and today my video is regarding carbohydrates and its metabolism. So first of all we will learn about that what are carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are the polyhydroxyaldehydes as well as polyhydroxyketones or compounds that can be hydrolyzed to them. In majority of carbohydrates, hydrogen and oxygen are present in the same ratio as in water. Hence these are called as the hydrates of carbon, right? So carbohydrates are the most abundant biomolecules on the earth. So here you can see that carbohydrates are classified in following classes depending upon whether these undergo hydrolysis and if so on the number of products formed. So first of all monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are the simple carbohydrates that consist of a single polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone unit. Second one are oligosaccharides or disaccharides or trisaccharides. They can be classified as di, tri, tetra depending upon the number of monosaccharides present, mean the sugar compounds present. So oligosaccharides are polymers made up of 2 to 10 monosaccharides units joined together by glycosidic linkage. Among these, the most abundant are disaccharides with 2 monosaccharide units. So here you can see that glucose, fructose, galactose are monosaccharides as well as maltose, lactose and sucrose are the disaccharides. Next we will come to polysaccharides. That polysaccharides are the polymers with hundreds or thousands of monosaccharide units. Polysaccharides are not sweet in taste, hence they are called non-sugars. So here you can see the different type of carbohydrates are there. You can see here the monosaccharides, here you can see the polysaccharides. These are the simple sugar compounds, means there is only one sugar molecule. Here is the one sugar molecule, glucose, fructose, galactose. So these are basically what called monosaccharides. Second, if we talk about, we will move to disaccharide. These are disaccharides like maltose. Maltose is what? Grain sugar. Grain sugar we get from the maize, right? Maize, which give the malt sugar. Second, we will move to, here you can see that sucrose. Sucrose you can obtain from sugar cane, right? Cane sugar. Cane sugar is known as sucrose. Next we will come to the move to the category lactose. Lactose is known as milk sugar. It is present in the milk. Here two sugar molecules are linked together. Here you can see, here is simple one sugar molecule. Here are two sugar molecules which are linked together. Next we will move to the polysaccharides, right? Polysaccharides, here you can see starch, glycogen, cellulose. Many sugar molecules are linked together, right? It is the first bond, this is the second bond, and these are getting joined with each other, joined in the parallel category like simple, double, and many sugar molecules are linked together. So these are basically known as carbohydrates. Different type of carbohydrates are monosaccharides, disaccharides as well as polysaccharides. Next we will move to the various examples of carbohydrates. Here you can see through this table that there are different examples of carbohydrates which are useful in your daily life, like sugars, glucose or sucrose, table sugar, and here are different type of the oligosaccharidic compounds, sugars. This is a glucose of chain structured of glucose. Here you can see this. And second, we will talk about the oligosaccharides. Here are the oligosaccharides, or I tell you in the previous slide that this is malt sugar. Malt sugar is obtained from this sugar maize. Next, polysaccharides like glycogen, rice, ghee, sugarcane, cellulose is present here, like in your plants. So carbohydrates are the organic molecules containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So here is a diagrammatic representation of polysaccharides and its types. So here you can see that there are different types of polysaccharides. In this diagrammatic representation, you will clearly see that polysaccharides are what, right? So what polysaccharides are? If we will talk about polysaccharides, right? If we will talk about polysaccharides, so polysaccharides are ubiquitous in nature. They are also called glycans, and they can be classified into two separate groups, and these two separate groups are based on their functions, likewise the structural as well as storage polysaccharides. So structural polysaccharides are what? Which provide mechanical stability to cells, organs and organisms. Storage of polysaccharides serve as carbohydrates. Carbohydrates stores that release monosaccharides as required. Polysaccharides may be homopolysaccharides or heteropolysaccharides. Now, what is the difference between homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide? Homopolysaccharides are those which contain only a single type of monomeric units, as well as heteropolysaccharides are those which contains two or more different kinds of monomeric units. Next, the homopolysaccharides. The best example of homopolysaccharide you can take is starch. Starch is a branched chain of D-glucose units. It is the storage form of glucose in plants. Starch is basically found in plants. Likewise, as amylose is also linked through the linear unbranched polymers of alpha D-glucose units. Next, if we will do the iodine test, that is used to test the presence of starch mainly. If we'll talk about chemistry, in chemistry we will do the practical of iodine test. So iodine test is basically used to detect either starch is present or not. Fine. Amylose in starch is responsible for the formation of deep blue color in the presence of iodine. So the iodine slip inside the helical structure, forming a deep blue color. And amylopectin, having a branch structure, it reacts with iodine to give a reddish purple color. So amylopectin is highly branched, and it only binds a small amount of iodine and produces a reddish purple color. Second, we will talk about glycogen. So glycogen is the major storage form of carbohydrates in animals. Mostly it is found in liver as well as muscles. Third main homopolysaccharide are your cellulose. Cellulose is a linear and unbranched homopolysaccharide of D-glucose residue. Cellulose is a structural polysaccharide of plant cells also. Although cellulose form a part of human diet, for example in vegetables and fruits, etc. So cellulose is one of the most abundant organic compound in the biosphere. Next we will talk about chitin. Chitin is a linear homopolysaccharide composed of N-acetyl D-glucosamine residue, which is joined by beta-1 and beta-4 glycosidic bonds. So what is the difference between its chemical formula? The only chemical difference from cellulose is the replacement of hydroxyl group at C2 with an acetylated amino group. It is a structural polysaccharide present in the cell wall of fungi and also in the exoskeleton of some insects and crustaceans. Chitin is the Earth's second most abundant carbohydrate polymer after cellulose. Okay, so next we will move about the significance of carbohydrates. That what are the importance of carbohydrates in our daily life. So as you know that carbohydrates are essential for the survival of living organism in our ecosystem, because they act as the primary source of energy for all the creatures. Second, it genetic materials like DNA, RNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid, ribonucleic acid in living organism are primarily made up of sugar such as ribose and deoxyribose. You can see the structure of DNA, it is in a helical form. So here the ribose as well as deoxyribose sugar entities are made up of. They form a helical structure with the sugar phosphate sugar chain as backbone of the polymer. Next, green plants, they assimilate carbon which is present in the form of carbon dioxide and organic compounds of carbohydrates that provide energy to plants, because plants get energy from the carbohydrates. As well as there is a major significance of carbohydrates in our daily diet, the food which we can take, like carbohydrates. You all know that it provides energy to our body and a source of vitamin, minerals and nutrients. Provides instant energy in the form of glucose. Glucose is the main source of our energy, and our whole body stored it. So it includes these type of carbohydrates, and these carbohydrates are mainly enriched found in our food like in the form of breads, potatoes, fibers, fruits, vegetables and whole grams. Even the chapati bite we can take. So these are the different type of importance of carbohydrates. If carbohydrates are not there, so there is many things which are lacking in our daily diet. So that's all about carbohydrates. So thank you so much for watching it. If you like the video, press the like button and hit the subscribe icon. So see you again with next informative lecture. So thank you so much friends.